The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
What has been a terrific season for the Wisconsin Badgers continues as they advance to the Final Four. You heard it right. The Badgers are headed to the Final Four. We'll recap the Badgers' road to the Final Four through Anaheim. We'll sit down and talk about the thrills of this NCAA tournament with head coach Bo Ryan, and we'll also visit with another one of the seniors this week. It's Zach Bohannon. It's all coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
York, front court, sideline right in front of the Arizona bench. 2.3 seconds left. Badgers 64, Arizona 63. Here we go. York looking out to Nick Johnson. Turns with two. Johnson with one. Left of the lane. Goes up. It's no good. It's no good. And I can't believe I'm going to say it. Bo Ryan and the Wisconsin Badgers have punched their ticket to Texas. They're going to the Final Four.
I knew he was going to drive, and I'm so thankful that Frank was back. That was you in the back, right? Yeah, Frank was sitting there at the rim helping because I didn't want to foul him. I didn't want to touch him at all. I didn't want to give the ref a chance. Once I saw, the buzzer go off and the ball still in his hands, I just knew it was over from there.
Down the lane, right hand, slam, dunk, Sam Decker. Inbounds pass to Brust, across half court, he'll hoist one up, he hit it! Big Brust for three! Snaps off at three, right of the circle, it is off the rim and in! Jackson strikes again! Out the Gasser for three, he hit it again.
The Badger Sports Report with Bo Ryan is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Zimbrick Buick GMC, by Adidas, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Most people know my favorite sport, and my favorite color, and maybe my favorite song. What they probably don't know is that I had a serious medical condition that required very complicated surgery. So now, I have a favorite doctor too.
They are the world-renowned pediatric surgical teams at the American Family Children's Hospital, innovators in the art and science of minimally invasive surgery. UW Health, remarkable.
I'm not what the girls here would call classically good-looking. I spent most of my youth in the dreaded friend zone. That all changed when my folks got Charter TV. I discovered tons of chick flicks in HD and on demand, and learned all the secrets to romancing the high school girl. Now in a school full of boys, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get Charter TV starting at $29.99 per month. Charter, make way for more.
As a strength and conditioning coach to some of Wisconsin's top athletes, people always ask me, what's the secret to top performance? I always tell them that what happens after your workout is just as important as what happens during the workout. My advice? Be sure to refuel with low-fat chocolate milk. It has the perfect mixture of protein, carbs, and electrolytes to help you refuel, rehydrate, and build muscle. In Wisconsin, athletes win with low-fat chocolate milk. And you can too. To learn more, visit winwithchocolatemilk.com.
I know something about winning championships, and at Zimbrick Buick and GMC, you have one. Zimbrick Buick's tradition of customer care dates back to 1965.
And Zimbrick continues to provide each of our customers with high-quality personal service you can rely on.
I'm part of the Zimbrick Buick and GMC team, and you should be too.
Just wanted to do anything I could to make sure that we won that basketball game. I personally wanted it really bad. I know every person on our team wanted it really bad, and we all wanted to do it for each other. So I was able to chip in my part, but it was a team effort out there tonight. I can't explain it actually. This is like nothing else I've ever felt before. We've all played basketball our whole lives. We've all dreamed to be going to the Final Four. And to actually accomplish that is something I can't put into words, but we all know we still got a lot of basketball left. We got 40 more minutes. You know, we won a national championship now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't get many opportunities to make a Final Four. So we had right there in front of us, and we just want to do anything in our power to make it happen. And Arizona's a great team, but we were just able to make one more play than them. And once that buzzer sounded, it was just an unbelievable feeling, and very fortunate just to be a part of this team.
Yeah, no, it's a very special thing to be able to do with my teammates here, and for Coach Ryan, and being my senior year. And I really enjoyed coming back from Milwaukee and putting on my jersey for practice Monday. And I'm very proud to say I can do that again. And I think we've taken this whole process as 2-game tournaments, and you know, we've won 2 tournaments. Now we got to win the next tournament.
1, 2, 3. Jackson outside right, throwing to Brust. Takes the 3, rhythm dribble, takes the 3 straight on, straight in. Then Brust from distance. Frank feeding Brust between the rings, throwing to Koenig, into Kaminsky, out to Gosser, fakes the 3 left corner, driving out to Kaminsky in the lane, 1 pump, up and under, low on the left, layup good. Kaminsky with 10. Gosser underhands it to Brust out front. Then between the circles, throwing to Nigel Hayes, driving down the lane, runs it up, got it, count it, and a foul. Nigel Hayes with an and 1. Duye on the dribble against Royce O'Neal. Duye brings it topside, leads it for Kaminsky, high on the right. Frank drops it off to Gosser, low on the right, turns baseline up, no rebound, slam dunk, Nigel Hayes. Oh, a nasty tip dunk from the freshman. Sends to Jackson. Badgers will be patient offensively. Kaminsky inside feed, Decker, reverse slam dunk from Sam Decker, going right to left. Josh between the circles. That's a pass to Hayes on the left wing. Thinking about it as a 7-footer on him. Hayes spinning, low on the left, takes it right, layup, good. Oh, Nigel Hayes schooling Austin. Gosser right corner. Josh with a bounce for Hayes. Right block feeds Dukin. 1 pump, low on the left, goes up, got it! It counts and a foul. Oh, the beauty of the ball fake and the shot fake. Duye Dukin with an and 1. Trey Proby poked away from behind by Cherry, but Gosser is there left corner, feeds Kaminsky, open 3, turn down the shot, little show and go, down the lane, scoops it up, and in, it counts, and a foul. Kaminsky on the show and go, and it's another and 1 for the big man. Baseline right, got around Dukin, knocked away into the hands of Jackson. Badgers trying to run 2-on-3, straight to the line, Euro step down the lane, layup good. Koenig high on the right with 7 to shoot. Bronson top of the circle. Feeds Kaminsky with a shot fake. 4 to shoot. Koenig out front. 2 to shoot. Deep 3 straight on and in for Bronson. Koenig from up top. And the Wisconsin Badgers are still dancing. The Wisconsin Badgers are headed to the Elite 8. A convincing performance for Bo Ryan's team tonight.
As this NCAA tournament moves along, you find once again, and fans who have watched the tournament for a while know this, but just the emotions of it and the drama of college basketball really magnified, I know, in this NCAA tournament, but really it's been going on throughout the year, every year. But Bo, you see some people you know pretty well, including Will, who you know really well, Will Ryan, and obviously Saul Phillips, North Dakota State. It was fun to see them. As we speak, it's a week removed, but our first chance really to talk about it. To see the Bison do what that outfit was able to do. It's a pretty fun story among many in this tournament.
Well, that's what the tournament brings out because it gets so much exposure. You know, for a team like North Dakota State, hardly anybody hears about them during the year, and nobody said life was fair. So, you know, he knows that. He coaches for the right reasons. Saul and Will and the rest of their staff. It's to try to help the players, help them get better at things on the court and off the court, so you emotionally get attached to the team. So when they went down fighting, Saul kind of expressed his emotions in the only way Saul knows how. He was true to the end. It was something he did not want to see the seniors go. He did not, and we all feel that inside. And sometimes your emotions just say, okay, I'm going to express this a little differently. And so Saul, his comments were heartfelt, needless to say, and I know the team was a little disappointed because they felt they could have played. I mean, everybody always feels, you know, all the team. Only one's going to cut the net down, which we always are reminded of. But see Robbie's team give up a good battle the way you just go after in a game where their best player, unfortunately, goes 1 for 15. We've all had that with our players sometimes, but it's still all about that total experience. But the NCAA tournament experience, there's nothing like it, and fortunately, we've had a lot of guys go through it.
Absolutely, and the fun part about being around this Wisconsin program is seeing guys who have been in it either as a player or as a coach come back. And it can happen throughout the course of the season, the regular season, but it tends to get more attention from many now. And I didn't get a chance to visit with him, but looking across the way, seeing Coach Jeter at the game at the BMO Harris Bradley Center last week, Sharif Chambliss, who was an integral part of a very good team here in 05. But I imagine that's kind of fun. I don't know how much time you have along the way where you're kind of busy to be able to visit with those folks, but when you know they're there, it has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does, and heard from a lot of guys, including got some news that Clayton and Julie have a new son. Clayton Hansen, yeah. Speaking of Sharif, both he and Sharif were the starting guards on that 05 team that went to the Elite Eight and got bumped by North Carolina. So, yeah, heard from them, heard from some other guys. Also, some guys looking for tickets.
Of course.
Can you imagine that? But it's, you know, once you're a part of something, you never lose that. You know, I made the mistake once of writing to the head coach at Chester High School after he won the state championship, and I said, from a former Clipper. We were the Clipper ships in high school, and I said, congratulations from a former Clipper. And he wrote me back. There wasn't any texting or anything.
A little before
like
that.
Back then,
Gotcha.
before that. And he wrote back, he says, Bo, once a Clipper, always a Clipper.
Of course.
There aren't any former Clippers. So I sent him a little note back saying, you're right, I'm glad you reminded me of that. So once you're a Badger, you're always a Badger.
Always a Badger, absolutely. About a minute left. You mentioned the ticket request is tongue in cheek. You're saying, I would imagine. I think you're probably able to deflect that. But every year before the tournament, do you remind your guys, saying, "Hey, let's get the distractions, whatever, out of the way, and get yourself locked in when it's time to get locked in"? Or is this group a group of guys maybe you don't even have to tell them that?
Well, they like the issue. They like the fact that it is an issue, that they do have to assign their tickets, because a lot of people aren't right now, because they don't have any tickets to assign. So seeing as we're still in it, then they get to do that. And there are requests. Some guys always check with other guys to see if they're using theirs, and you can assign them. Players can assign them to members of some of the other players' families if they're in the area. So I don't know how many Jordan Taylor Hill is looking for the California area, but yeah, it's a nice problem to have. But we like them to get all that taken care of, so that when we travel, when we practice, when we're getting ready for the game, they're thinking about the opponent. So I think our guys have been pretty good about that.
All right, Coach Ryan will rejoin us in a few minutes with this week's Great Dane Great Question of the Week. All that and more as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
I'm not what the girls here would call classically good looking. I spent most of my youth in the dreaded friend zone. That all changed when my folks got Charter TV. I discovered tons of chick flicks in HD and on demand, and learned all the secrets to romancing the high school girl. Now in a school full of boys, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get Charter TV starting at $29.99 per month. Charter, make way for more.
Truth is, there are surgical procedures and medical treatments that only a handful of doctors can perform. Illness is so complex that only the preeminent hospitals in the world will take them on. These are those doctors, and this is their hospital. They are the world-renowned physicians, researchers, and healthcare professionals inside UW Health and the University of Wisconsin. UW Health. Remarkable.
The Buzzer Beaters, the high school tournaments, the conference titles. Truly the court of champions. Parker Street Productions, LLC has acquired pieces of the basketball court used at the Kohl Center from 1998 until 2008, now making them available to you. 61 teams walked off this court with a trophy. Now you can take home your own trophy, a piece of history. Log on to courtofchampions.com today.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Badgers reset the offense, 25 on the shot clock. Here's Koenig off the Brown screen. Drives the lane, a scoop pass back to Vito Brown. Feeds Bohannon, he'll try a three, right corner and hit it. Bohannon for three.
It's definitely been a journey that's had many ups and downs. Going into Air Force, it was one of those things that I wanted to play at the highest level that I could possibly play at while getting a great education. And after 2 years, I decided that it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be. So I came here to the University of Wisconsin because of my older brother Jason being a 4-year letter winner here and all the good times he experienced. And one of the main things I wanted to do was experience the NCAA tournament.
So your brother, he didn't have to do much coercion. It was just kind of by watching him, right?
Exactly. It was one of those things that this place sold itself. I went to multiple games, probably a couple dozen games here throughout my brother's 4 years, and even when I was a freshman at Air Force. When Jason was a senior at Wisconsin, it was one of those things that I still kept tabs on him and still watched as many games as I possibly could have of him on TV. And it was almost early on when I was in high school, it was one of those things where I almost lived through him, saying, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to be on that big stage and being at that level. So that's kind of how I ended up here.
If anybody knows anything about Zach Bohannon, it's that you kind of embody the idea of the student athlete. How important is the whole aspect for you?
That's always been a big key to not only me as a person, but just what I want to try to represent to everyone else I'm around. Just coming out of high school, I knew I wanted to go to a great academic education. That's why I ultimately chose the Air Force Academy and some of the other Ivy League type schools I was looking at. And then when I came here, one of the reasons after Air Force, I decided that I wanted to get my MBA. And that was one of the things that Wisconsin was one of those big enough schools where I could possibly get my MBA at the end of my basketball career. And so that was what ultimately played into my decision on why I transferred, was to be able to get into the MBA program. And I was actually turned down the first time by the program and came back a year later at the beginning of this year and said, hey, look what I've done in 4 years. I think I'm worthy of being looked at by the application process. And they ultimately said, yes, we'll let you in.
Was that why you decided to get your first master's, the one in communications?
Yeah, that was actually a big reason why. Like I said, I got turned down by the MBA program the first time around, and they're like, yeah, you're just too young, you don't have any work experience, and we require all of our applicants to have 2 years. I'm like, well, all right, whatever, guys, I'll just do whatever I can on my own. And they kind of laid out a path. If you do this for the next year, then you can get in. And I'm like, no, what? I'll just do my own thing. And so I ended up getting a master's in communications, a 2-year program in a year, and then went back to the MBA program. They're like, oh, wow, okay, we'll let you in.
And all of this while you're playing basketball at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. It's been quite the journey in and of itself, just trying to do both basketball and the academic aspect of it. But it's one of those things that I know that my basketball career didn't quite go as I initially planned or wanted it to, but I know that your basketball career, you always have fleeting memories, and your academic education will be always something you'll have with you the rest of your life. So that's kind of what I wanted to take advantage of, so I knew I could have that and make the most of it.
How do you balance both of them?
I don't get much sleep. I joke with the guys all the time that I probably sleep less than 2 hours of everyone else. So that's just one of those things that you got to make up for it in some way. And I try to squeeze in as much extra studying as I can late at night or whenever I have a free time by myself, which usually happens to be post 9, 10 p.m.
You said the memories of basketball can be fleeting. What are some of the ones that really stand out to you?
For sure. I definitely think the main basketball highlight of my career will be winning at Indiana when I think they're 1 or 2 in the country last year. I just remember that when I came to Wisconsin, Coach Ryan said how the Big Ten is a big stage and you're going to have some of the greatest crowds in the entire country. And coming from Air Force, I played in some great crowds from New Mexico, the Pit, and BYU, some big stadiums, but I never played in anything that will be as loud as Indiana, and how loud that got at times this year.
What's next on the horizon for Zach Bohannon?
I'll have to come back here to UW-Madison to finish out my MBA degree, but immediately after next year I hope to be on Wall Street and then maybe go to law school and then get into politics, but that's kind of a short list I guess I have, but we'll see what the future holds.
And I do recall that Frank is going to ride the Zach Bohannon train when he's done with basketball. He's going to be your personal assistant in the Oval Office.
Yeah, he is. He's going to have a great career once basketball is over for him here at Wisconsin. He'll probably play overseas and maybe have a chance at the NBA. But once he makes some money and gets out of the whole basketball career, he's definitely have a spot on my campaign as my personal assistant when he wants.
I know something about winning championships. And at Zimbrick Buick and GMC, you have one. Zimbrick Buick's tradition of customer care dates back to 1965.
And Zimbrick continues to provide each of our customers with high-quality personal service you can rely on.
I'm part of the Zimbrick Buick and GMC team, and you should be too.
I'm not what the girls here would call classically good-looking. I spent most of my youth in the dreaded friend zone. That all changed when my folks got Charter TV. I discovered tons of chick flicks in HD and on demand, and learned all the secrets to romancing the high school girl. Now in a school full of boys, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Get Charter TV starting at $29.99 per month. Charter, make way for more.
One day, cancer as we know it will cease to exist. But until then, there will be no rest, for they are the ones who push science, who seek more effective protocols and preventions, the ones who treat the most complex of cancers in search of cures. They are the world-renowned physicians, researchers, and healthcare professionals at the University of Wisconsin Carbone Cancer Center, Wisconsin's only nationally designated comprehensive cancer center. UW Health. Remarkable.
Wisconsin cheese, making good food great.
The Badger Sports Report with Bo Ryan is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Zimbrick Buick GMC, by Adidas, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin athletics.
Time for the Great Dane Great Question of the Week, and it comes from Henry checking in from Heartland, knowing that we are entering Final Four week now. He wants to know, Coach, what do all the coaches do? And they're all together, whatever the site would be, what all do they do when they're together during the Final Four?
Well, I can remember my first year, 1976, going to the convention in Philadelphia when I became an assistant here at Wisconsin. It wasn't anything like it is today. We have a lot of meetings, ethics committees, Division I head coaches meetings, and fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm on the board of directors of the National Association of Basketball Coaches, so I have to cover about 10 to 15 other events, or where you speak, where you're certain corporations, they want you to come in and talk about the state of basketball, and give them a little teaser about who you think's going to win, things like that. So we always have meetings, we always have something that we go to, and also coaches get a chance to interact, help guys looking for jobs. There's a lot of guys that are interviewing out there. at the Final Four. So there's enough to do. And in the position that I'm in, they find a lot of things for me to be a part of. And then we're also presenters at the award show, which is always Sunday night. And that's always fun to honor the people who have had great seasons and made the game, helped to make the game what it is today. And that's always fun. The coaches that get their 200, 300, 400, 500 win awards, different humanitarian awards that are given out. So there's plenty. And most guys, a lot of coaches get there Wednesday night, Thursday, and leave maybe Sunday. Some stay all the way until after the championship game Monday night. But it's always good because you get to see a lot of guys after you've been through the grueling 6 months of the season, and you get to laugh and tell a few stories and maybe complain about officials.
No.
If you can imagine that.
No.
Or, you know, somehow every conversation tends to involve officials. And of course, I wonder what the officials talk about when they get together.
Those darn coaches,
talking about
right?
coaches.
Those coaches.
But yeah, there's plenty to do. There's plenty to do.
Which helps explain, Henry, why there's a ton of media there, too. Those games get a lot of attention, too, but with coaching searches and all the other things that go on, it helps in part. That's the excuse for the media being there en masse at the Final Four, whatever the site may be. We thank you so much for your question. The Great Dane with 4 locations in Madison, downtown, the east side of town, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale, and, of course, the Great Dane up in Wausau as well. That'll do it for us this week. Go into Final Four a week. That means we have 1 week left on this particular show. We'll look forward to checking in with you next week on the Badger Sports Report. Thanks for watching.
When you buy Wisconsin dairy products, your hard-earned dollar brings you more than just the quality and great taste you know and love. It supports the dairy industry, which in turn reinvests that money back into your community, resulting in better public services, abundant recreation opportunities, and a beautiful place to call home. In all, dairy contributes $26.5 billion to Wisconsin's economy, and eventually comes back to benefit you. To learn more, visit youtube.com/dairyimpactwisconsin.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.